Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is October of 2021 and I wanted to talk to you about an engine that I bought at the Tri-State Gas Engine and Tractor Show back in August of 2021. I had never seen one of these engines before and thought it would be a nice project to do and put on the YouTube channel so everybody can see it. This engine is a 2.5 horsepower Type AK, made by the International Gas Engine Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, otherwise known as the Ingeco engine. The goal here is to get this engine running and bring it back to Portland next year in August of 2022 and display it for all the world to see. So I wanted to update you where we are. I'm going to make a multiple series of videos on this engine and explain what I do, how I'm restoring it, what I'm doing to it, and take you along for each step of the way. So this is exactly how I got the engine. It was not on the cart. Most of the parts are there. It does not have a fuel tank, which we're going to have to get that taken care of and go along the issues and be able to bring this engine back in. I got lucky while I was in Portland. I was able to pick up a set of piston rings for this engine from Starbolt. Thank you, Bill and Linda. That was very timely. And this engine did not have any valves in the head. So what we decided to do was got Mr. Ed to go ahead and make me a set of valves and redo the seats for me while I was there. And thank you, Jerry, for helping me out with that. So as of now, we have new valves and seats done, and we have the piston is ready to go with the piston rod, and got to get her all put back together. This engine does not have an oiler on it. We can get that put back on. It did not come with a cart. This cart I picked up from Mr. Jim White there in Portland, and I think it's going to work out very, very well. I've had opportunity to do some research on these engines, and this is an Ingeco engine made by the Ingeco company, which was later sold to Worthington. So the Worthington engines are very similar in a lot of ways, in some ways not. So the next step is to make the decisions on how we're going to display it, how we're going to mount it, and get everything taken apart, cleaned, put back together, and get it up and running, and then address any other problems we have. So that's about it for this one. I was on the internet doing some research, and if you look at Wendell's book, it says these engines were painted green, and I've seen some green engines that other people have redone. There was also a little comment that some of these might have been painted gray, and I just wanted to show you some gray areas where some paint was. There's some there. And then around these flywheels, see the different, I'm gonna say, remnants of gray paint. It's a pretty good patch of it right here. There we go, got in focus. Then down here on the back side of these flywheels. And then right here along the casing. So I think that is definitely some solid evidence that these engines might have been painted gray at one time. Or maybe this one was. I wanted to walk you over here and show you something else that I found on the literature of these engines. This is a book that I got from my friend Pat Trotter, and I'll put his email down in the description if you want to get some literature for your engine. But this is the engine, how it, this is the throttle governed engine, how it would have come from the factory. And interestingly enough, it says under the caption that this Ingeco farm engine is on a substantial cast iron subbase, which may be readily removed when desired for portable service. Then an oscillating, starting, and operating magneto is shown on this one, and they also came with a battery coil setup. If you look at this picture here, this is a Wizard magneto. I'm going to flip the page over here and show you what this engine would have looked like according to the catalog as a portable on hand trucks. And it says it may be equipped with oscillating magnetos if desired for an additional price. And if you look right here, this is a Wizard magneto. And then on this picture, that's also a Wizard. What's interesting about that, let me walk back over here to the engine, is that this is a Webster setup. This magneto bracket that came with the engine is number 303M63. So I believe, from what research I've done, that this is a Wizard magneto bracket, and it's set up with a Webster trip arm. So we have to figure that out, figure which way we're going to go with it, what to do. And the other issues we have is these engines, if you look at the picture back there, it came with a bracket that holds the gas tank that goes to these holes here. That I do not have that with this engine. And we got to make the decision whether to reproduce it or mount the tank on the cart like the portable engine. If we go with the portable engine, they did not include the sub base, so that would mean the engine would sit lower on the cart. I can tell you this engine is very, very heavy, even on this big Jim White cart with these big wheels. It doesn't pull around too well. So the cart is excellent. It's just the engine for a 2.5 horsepower engine is pretty heavy. One of the notable features about these engines is that they have 5 spoke wheels, as opposed to most engines that have 6. So that seems to be a feature that people seem to like, and I thought it was neat that it was different, and one of the things that attracted me to the engine. So going forward, we're going to start the restoration, see if we can get her running, try to be as close to authentic as we can, and I hope you will come along and watch the series. Please leave me a comment if you can on your thoughts, and maybe we can share some information and get this engine running back to Portland in 2022. Thank you, everybody.